Mystics, welcome back to the podcast. Hey, one of the guiding principles of Christianity is love, that we would love our neighbors as ourselves. But more and more of us are confronted with people that we find altogether unlovely. What do you do when you find someone who has no redeeming qualities whatsoever for you? How do we manage that? How do we fulfill the command to love others in that state? That's what we're talking about today on the podcast. It's a really encouraging and funny conversation, and we can't wait to have it with you. So let's get started.
This is a production of Pioneer Dream, celebrating 30 years of moving stories for corporate, nonprofit, and entertainment partners. Please help us keep the conversation going by rating, liking, and subscribing to this podcast. Thank you. Also, make sure to check out our other podcasts. Hope for Humans, funny, usable conversations to help change the world around you. And Got a Minute Mini Podcast, presenting funny stories and independent music, all in about 15 minutes. Now, here's Jay and Anjanette Webster.
Mystics, how wonderful to have you back in the Pioneer Dream Studios lair. Hello, Anjanette.
Hey, what's up?
What's up is I am hot.
What?
And I know.
We're not supposed to talk about
I
it.
know, but that's my one time. If you guys don't know, we are in the midst of a heat dome. I would call it more of a heat crisis, not a
You
heat
think
dome.
so? I don't know. This is just
You have
Oklahoma
not
in
seen,
July.
No, you haven't seen the forecast.
Don't tell me.
I know.
I'm headed south on a
And-
family trip to South Texas.
Yeah,
Is
no,
it worse there? It's better there.
Actually,
isn't
it'll
it?
be hotter here than it will be in San Antonio.
Hey, that's awesome for
Will
me.
it? Okay. Yeah, no, it's, as we say, everyone can remember a hot summer. The difference is we've been in about 15 in a row,
Yeah.
record-breaking summers.
Yeah.
And I normally I try and keep you abreast of the weather, and I
Appreciate that.
I tell you guys what to wear and how to do
But
things.
when the 10-day is over 100,
You don't even want to look.
Don't
If there's-
tell me.
You can do anything that has a finish line.
Yeah.
And so you think, oh, this is going to be miserable for 4 days, and then
Right.
there's going to be a respite, and we're going to be fine. But when you can't see the end of the 7-day,
Oh,
then you're just
man.
like, wow,
Well,
what happened here?
All I know is that my fabulous garden, I've been doing a whole lot of rescue watering.
Yeah.
That's when
Every
you go
plant
out.
you walk, you can
Yeah.
actually hear the plants saying,
They're crying.
help me.
It's so
help me."
sad.
Yeah, it's
I
awful.
know. And then I walk by plants and like public planters, and I also feel bad for them.
Well, and you and I live in Oklahoma, so we're kind of semi-used to this kind of heat.
You
This is
know-
extraordinary, but
yeah, you know
but
it's
I
gonna
think
be
about
bad.
I think about Europe. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not. I mean, people in our friends at the holidays. Shout out to the holidays.
Hey,
Hello,
yes,
friends in
hello
England.
to the beans, as we call them.
And you guys are not prepared for this kind of heat. You guys, many of those people don't even have air conditioning. They don't do.
can you
They don't do
imagine?
cool drinks, no ice, that kind of stuff. And so you got to drink your beer, warm, linked.
Well, they have
room temp-
refrigerators.
I know it's not the same. Though.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just so thankful for air conditioning. So
Anyway.
we digress, and we're
Holidays,
hot.
we're thinking about you guys.
We
Thank you for
are.
listening all the way in England. We're in like 7 different countries with this podcast.
That's
I just noticed that today.
crazy.
Yeah. And always thrilled, and it's always interesting to see what countries pop up and what cities pop up.
Well, tell me a couple more.
Malaysia is one of them.
What?
Yeah, I don't know
Oh.
why, but yeah, that's another
That's
one.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of quick announcements, if you are not following us on the Facebooks for the Mixed Up Mystics or for the Hope for Humans, our sister podcast, please do that.
You
Go to
should
the
be.
socials. Just do a little search for Mixed Up Mystics. You'll find us, and you can get all kinds of information about new podcast episodes and some bonus materials and all that kind of stuff. And we would love to stay connected. You can send us messages and give us information. And when we do reoccurring stuff like Ask a Reverend, you can put your questions out there, give feedback, or say, why don't you guys talk about this someday? Or ask us about that sometime. And we'll do all that some way. Okay, let me set this up. So we had a shared experience recently, and it kind of left me in a place. And I'll tell you where I landed first and then reset our shared experience. So here's where it left me. Essentially, I've been thinking about this dichotomy that on one hand, we have this relationship with God where He's God, He's benevolent, He's like a father figure for us. And He says, look, I'll be your God, you'll be my people. If you have trouble, come to me. I want to take care of you. I want to be your hero. I want to help out. I want to do all this stuff. So when you're in a bad spot, I want you to call on me and I will take care of it. And that's one part of this. On the other hand of this dichotomy, is the part where he's just God, where he's the Lord, and he says, here's my command. I want you to do this.
Do these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with a command, there's this understanding that you have a choice you can make. That's why it's a command. I'm asking you to do this, and you have the choice of doing this. The challenge we run into is when we find it impossible to fulfill the command or to obey. So, like, for example, he gives you the command
to do that.
He gives you the command to love. He gives you the command to forgive. And then what happens when you say, I want to do that, but I don't think I can.
Yeah.
And so here's where our shared experience ran into. We had a work trip last week. We were in Tulsa and all that kind of stuff, having meetings. And then at some point we're staying at a hotel. We have the afternoon off. And so we go to the hotel pool up on the rooftop. It's really fun. It's a great deal. And within that, we're hanging out, reading, and just doing our own business. And these two people walk out, and apparently they know each other, and there's got drinks and all that stuff, which is great.
Right.
He's a little loud, and he says, hey, I'm going to play some music over here if that's okay with you guys. And he does. And we say, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Sure.
Ends up being really loud music and really aggressive music.
It was annoying music, but hey.
And all that kind of stuff. And so they are having conversations, and just it's so loud that you can't avoid the conversation. And
they were having a conversation on us, as we say.
Exactly. And so within that, we're in this moment where all of a sudden I find myself in this place where I'm listening in on this guy's conversation and I don't want to. But it turns out this guy is so annoying and in a way actually so disgusting and foul.
Banal. Mm-hmm.
So based on everything that he was saying, after, out of the abundance of his mouth, what his life was about, what his priorities were about, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was really having a difficult time.
Yeah. I wanted to tell the girl to run.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they didn't seem to have an abundance of affection and yet somehow for each other or even any desire, but somehow they were going to end up together. And you're like, why? Why are you doing this? And that led me to this thing of thinking, again, being fully transparent, what a waste of what a waste of a life to have someone so self-absorbed and so, self-focused and all this kind of stuff and not really impacting the world, in any positive way around them. And then, of course, as I had that thought, I was thinking, and now I have this obligation or this command that I'm supposed to love him. So on the weight, on the scales of this thing of saying, okay, what a waste this person is. I have nothing for this person. Yeah. On the other side of that scale was this thing of saying, but I'm required to love him. And so in this dichotomy that we have, it's odd because at one hand, I'm given this command, love this person. Yeah. And yet I also feel powerless to fulfill and obey that command on my own. Yeah. It is a choice. And yet I have to rely, I think, on the other hand of this dichotomy, which is God saying, I want to be your rescue. I want to be your help. Yeah. So I was kind of wrestling with both those things. Yeah. And so where I ended up in that moment, to myself was thinking, you've asked me to love this person who I find unlovable. Yeah. On the surface value, having known him for this 45 minutes of my lifetime.
Was it only 45 minutes?
And that's how big an impact this guy made. Yeah. And
we eventually left. Yeah.
So you've asked me to love this person that I find now kind of unlovable. Mm-hmm. So to obey your command, to be more like you, to do this the way you've asked me to, I need your help. Yeah. I actually need your help just to do the thing you've asked me to do.
Yeah. I can't do that on my own. And that's that is so true. And I think that that's the tough side of love. Yeah. Love is easy when someone is
likable.
Likable
and you find some
charming
quality about them that's approachable.
I just love them. Right. But we know the other side of that is love is work. Yeah. And God does ask us to love. He says that we owe people nothing but the debt of love. Right. And that sucks. Yes. I mean, that is a beautiful sentence. Right. But think about that. So not only is he asking us to love people, he's saying that we owe it to him to love the people that he loves, which is everybody. Yeah. And that's really hard.
Well, and I think, just based on where we are in history right now, I think this is coming up more and more and more because we have people that we find ourselves ideologically and theologically and, in every other in direct opposition to.
Yeah.
And yet the requirement is still the same. So we have these people that we disagree with vehemently, and who you think, are we on the same planet? Are we the same species? Because the way you see this is so polar opposite of the way I see it.
Yeah, I cannot believe that you actually think that.
And yet the requirement is still the same, that we would love them. Yeah. And so I find myself backing into this a lot and thinking, okay, you've commanded me to make this choice. You're asking me to choose to do this thing because it is my choice. And yet I can't do the command without you. I can't fulfill your requirement without you. And so I find myself more and more. So in that moment with this guy at the hotel, I had to say that I want to obey what you're asking me to do here, but I don't have the ability on my own to do it. Would you help me? And I can't see the lovable parts of this person. You can. And, I can ask that you would bless them in some way. I can ask that I'm choosing to put my faith in you with this statement that I would love this person, and I get to make this choice. So because of your empowerment, I am choosing to love this person. I don't feel loving to them. I don't have the mental capacity there, but I can put my faith in this and then choose. Yeah. I want to love this person.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And I think about this often, how many things that Jesus said that he would give to us and help us with if we would only ask. Yeah. And I think a lot of times I go around and it's almost like I forget to ask. Like last night I had a rough night where I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. Everybody has those. This one went on a very long time. And I tried everything. I took some melatonin. I mean, all the stuff you do. And then finally I was like, oh yeah. Hey, God, would you please settle my heart and mind so I can get back to sleep? But it took me so long before I even thought to do that, which is funny. And I feel like that's the way it is sometimes with people that are tough to love. Yes. Because we can say in a situation, sometimes I've been in situations where, you're around someone and you have to actually excuse yourself. Yes. Go to the bathroom so that you can collect yourself before you wreck yourself and say, God, would you please enable me to forbear and to love this person right now? Because I don't want to do it.
Well, my mind goes to the people who, last week we were at Friday Night Church with your dad, and he was talking about this concept of forgiveness, which is one of his favorite subjects, and because it's such a freeing and liberating thing. And but in that conversation, and in this effort, and in this conversation, I'm thinking about people who are victims and how difficult it is. When he was talking about forgiveness, I ran back into a place in my life and a person in my life, and I was thinking, I can't necessarily say I have forgiven them from my heart. I don't know. I still cringe when I think about them. I still get tight in my stomach when I think about them. I still shudder if I have to see a picture of them. And so can I say I've forgiven this person if I'm still having this response to them? Yeah. And I think to a degree, yes. There's still some scars there. There's still some, if you've been a victim in some level, and many people have been serious victims
really
of
stuff,
really hard stuff. And so I don't ever want to make light of this idea of loving someone or forgiving someone and just saying, well, you just got to do it. I don't feel like it's like that. Yeah. And if you've suffered abuse or any of those kind of things or been in those kind of relationships, that's a difficult thing. And so I don't know that forgiving someone is the same as not necessarily having the impact of those crimes against us, but I do think there's some help in that. And in my case, there was, when I go back and I think about this individual in my life, and I think about all that kind of stuff, and it was really difficult for me. The path, and we've talked about this before, but the path for me to forgiving them was imagining them as a child, as they were designed to be before they became this other person, before they suffered their own scars and injuries and all that kind of stuff emotionally, and kind of became this other person. So when I can go back to who they were made to be, when I can go back to them as a child, it made it much easier for me to say, oh, there you are. Yeah. Now I can forgive you this way.
Well, I think oftentimes forgiveness, especially when you've been a victim, or there's someone in your life that just every time you see them, it's difficult.
Yes.
I think forgiveness is a process, and I think it's something that a lot of times we've got to do it over and over. Mm-hmm. And you may think you may think that you've forgiven someone after the last time you've seen them until you see them again.
Right. Something gets triggered and absolutely.
And you go, oh, dang.
That pain comes
it's
back
there
in.
again. Exactly. And I think sometimes loving people that are tough, especially those people that are in our lives on a recurring basis, like this guy, we were kind to him and we'll probably not see him again.
Right.
But people that are, friends or family or coworkers, or those people that I feel like God allows in our life that are challenging, that love also is a process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes it's not going to be met with these loving feelings.
Yeah.
Love is, I think, it's doing the right thing by them.
Right.
Because God says we owe them the debt of love. Doesn't mean you really want to see them.
Yeah, and Evangeline and I were having a conversation about that a month or so ago about...
Does she have any insights?
Well, it's just about family. And, she was reflecting on some family member that was difficult for her and this, that, and the other. And I said, I think that's the thing about family that, I mean, anybody else that made us feel that way or struggle that way, you'd write them off and say, I don't want to be around you.
Friend. Yeah.
I don't like you. You don't make me feel good. I don't want to be around you. And but then family is this thing that just won't go away.
Yeah,
and because of that, we are continuously confronted with that part of us.
Yeah, and in a position to ask for God's help to love them.
And so that gives us the opportunity to do the hard thing. It gives us the opportunity to forgive and to stay in something and let that thing do a work in us.
Yes.
In the process, where normally we would say, no, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so family continues to put that in front of our faces and says, hey, I really want you to work on this. I really want this to go better for you, so let's do this.
And it's helpful to remember that we may be that person to someone in our family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be like, we're the ones.
Yeah. So it is interesting. I mean, and I think that what's kind of diabolical about this, loving this person thing is that it does elevate us. Like in comparison, there was this thought in my mind, like, there's just no good quality about this person. There's nothing lovable here. Yeah. And then I thought to myself, well, everybody needs to be loved. And what about you? You're loved. And I thought, yeah. And then in my own mind, there was like a justice system.
Yeah, well, I
had merit. I'm doing this,
nice
I'm doing that, and this, and I kind of deserve love.
Community and
that's such a weirding, gross thing. But that's also where our minds go. And we do have a little justice system in our own minds where we think, no, I've earned that. I'm okay with that. This, that, and the other.
We want to earn that. We want to feel like we deserve it. And but I mean, gosh, that's the beauty. Yeah. Really, of what Jesus showed us and did.
Yes.
Is that
forgiving people
none
as
of
they
us
were
deserve love.
Forgiving as he was being nailed to a cross, forgiving, at every turn, in the Gospels is really an amazing thing.
He did it. He loved us when we didn't deserve to be loved.
Yeah.
And I also, think, speaking of the word diabolical, there have been times in my life, I know that I fail on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I've noticed that.
Likewise, I'm sure. But like even yesterday, there were a couple things I said, and I thought that wasn't cool. That I did that. I made amends for it. But there have been times in my life, though, like you just said, where I have thought, I'm doing some good here in the world. I'm doing this. I help out at church, and I'm kind to the neighbors, and it's not so much an elevating, like, aren't I great? But it is sort of like you were saying, like, I deserve God's love. I'm living his way. Yeah. And it's funny because when you say it out loud, you're like, God, I'm such a schmuck. But that's it. We all want to feel like that we're, up here, doing the good stuff, and we're pretty good. And the diabolical part of that is that sometimes that can keep us from looking inward and saying, but what do I need to change?
Well, when I was having this, inner dialogue about this guy in Tulsa, immediately in my mind.
Was it a dialogue or a monologue?
It was an inner dialogue with
yourself?
Me, myself, and I.
Okay, yeah.
And, immediately my mind went to this, teaching from Jesus where he's talking about two people are in the temple, and one is a Pharisee or something like that, and he's up front, and then one is like a tax collector, and he's way in the back, and he's kind of buried his head, and he's kind of beating his chest, and he's praying quietly to himself, and the Pharisee is kind of saying out loud, praying loudly in front of himself and everyone else,
right?
God, I thank you that
I'm not like him.
Yeah, that I give a tenth of everything I have, and I do this and I do that, and I thank you that I'm not like this schmuck in the back, the tax collector who's so gross and this, that, and the other, and then the tax collector in the back is beating his chest, saying, "God, forgive me. I'm so unworthy." And then Jesus says, "Which one left justified? Which one left forgiven? Which one left?" Yeah. So it is about spiritual poverty. It's about blessed are the poor, poor of spirit. That we have some awareness. It's not beating ourselves up necessarily or anything like that. It's just saying, man, I am really a mess without you, and you're the only thing that makes me okay, and you're the only thing that, if I have anything good in me, it's from you. If I have any awareness, it's from you. If I love other people, it's from you.
Yeah.
All that is from you.
It is. And I know, seeing an arc, or I guess an evolution in my life, there was a time where I really had a lot of anger, especially in my early days. We call it ministry kids disease. But I loved some people, but I did not love everyone.
Right.
And I had some hurt, and there were reasons for that. But I have seen God change my heart. I'm certainly not perfect about it. And this guy in the pool was a great reminder. Yeah. But I have seen God give me love for people that are unlovely as I've asked for it. I've seen it happen. And it's pretty cool because I'll hear, the way is you'll be talking with someone and you'll know this mutual person, and they'll say, "Man, so-and-so just gets on my nerves. It's just like up in my business all the time." And the funny thing is, the person who's saying it is right. I mean, that person is doing those things. Right. And all of a sudden you realize it doesn't bother you as much as it used to. You go, yeah, that's annoying, but I don't know, maybe they had a really bad day. Or you find yourself being more compassionate toward people. Yeah. And that is God's love within you, because that's not your natural reaction to it. But I always felt encouraged when I had those moments, like, I don't find them as annoying as I used to. Like, what's going on? And that means like there's hope for me, that if I ask for God's help and allow him to change me, that he can. Yes. And he will if I'll ask. Right. And I was also thinking about, do you remember, of course you do, when we first, because we lived so long without having a kid, like pretty much a full adult life, I feel like, and then we had one. And I remember being wrecked by this thought, like it is hard, and I do believe there are some people who don't need to have children, and that's not part of the plan for their life. And because I
think a lot of people should have fewer children. There are a lot of people who should not have kids.
Let's just say I hope the guy at the pool doesn't have a lot of children.
We don't need more of you.
No. But so I'm always careful, because we had a great life without that too. Yeah. And so anyway, but one of the things that did occur to me, which I wasn't prepared for, is when you do have a kid, there's this other love that you didn't know what that felt like. Yeah. And then you feel that and you're like, whoa. And then I just remember I would see other people acting out, or you might see somebody that's homeless or on the street or whatever, and this thought would wreck my heart. Yes. That is somebody's son. Yeah. And like, it makes me cry now. Yeah. I mean,
nobody has a child and says, "Well, I hope they're homeless someday."
Oh my gosh!
I hope they have mental illness and a drug problem someday.
I mean, exactly. Right. I mean, even this guy in the pool. That's what it was sad to me when I got past the annoyance. I thought, "Gee whiz, that is somebody's son."
Who knows how he was raised? Who knows what scars he faced?
Absolutely, and that is something that can help us love other people, even the unlovely, even people that are unkind to us. That's somebody's kid? That's somebody's daughter.
Along with this, thinking about this dichotomy and commands, and sometimes, and it's, it's part of, I think, probably, it might be an American thing where we struggle with words like command and obey.
Yeah, we don't like that.
All that kind of stuff.
I don't like it. Don't boss me.
And yet
I'm free.
and yet I think about, this, the universe. I think of these things as kind of universal truths or universal laws that, that God created this universe. God created this world, and you can, however you want to view that, if you want to view that as evolution, or you want to try and take Genesis literally, Godspeed with that if you want to, whatever you want to do. But this thing is a God expression. This thing is a work of God, this universe that we live in. And as such, because it is this God experience, it has the God DNA throughout it. And so when we get these commands from Jesus, it's as if these are universal commands because this is how the universe works.
Yeah.
And the sense of obeying these things is that it will go better because this is how the universe is designed. Yeah. It's designed to thrive with love. Yeah. It's designed to thrive with forgiveness. It's designed to thrive with servanthood. And all these commands are like the keys to the universe. Yeah. Hey, I built this thing. It's like
the laws of physics.
It's like getting a video game, and then over here is like the pro tip cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Here's how this video game works, and if you employ these couple of moves, you will be so successful in this game.
Have you ever tried to learn a new board game? let me just tell everyone.
What?
Stop. I'm very bad at games.
You're good at so many things.
I don't want to take time to read the rules. Right. I don't care.
Yes.
And it's a stubborn.
And it's apparent because you tell everybody as we're trying to play.
I'm really bad. Yeah. And if you have a kid, they always want to play games, and I do my best. And the more complicated it is, like with chess, I was like, oh God, I really tried.
Which is funny because you're a great reader. You read a lot.
Thanks.
And you don't seem to struggle with keeping characters in a book straight.
No, but rules in a game are like directions.
It seems like
to
it should be the same gene thing, but I guess not.
No, it is not. Right. So they're difficult for me, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say that if you sit down and try to play Monopoly, without reading the rules, the game will make zero sense to you. You literally can't play it.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what I think about. You're right. God created this universe, and he knows how it works, like the laws of physics.
Right.
This is inertia. What goes up must come down. This force of gravity is pressing on you, and so. Yeah, it's like life hacks.
Yeah,
following
absolutely.
Jesus is like you say, Jesus makes you look good, but it's like, this is how it works. And when we don't follow those ways or walk in that way, we spend our time fighting against the laws of physics, and it doesn't really work.
This car I'm driving right now, this Kia Telluride, which I really enjoy.
Oh,
and it has all
Do we have a new sponsor?
Yes,
Kia
Telluride.
You're listening.
Taking you where life wants to go.
Yes, we'll take a free
Kia. So it's pretty funny. We went to go pick up Evangelist hanging out with a friend today, and we had to go pick her up from her house and everything. And so we get to Vivi's house.
It's kind of cute because what they like to do is go to eat at kind of what we would call like dive restaurants. They're safe.
Yeah.
But like in Oklahoma, there's like restaurants that just serve
they
like
feel so grown
fried
up going
fish.
to a restaurant by themselves, eating on their own, buying their own stuff.
Yeah, but it'll be what they call them is they're kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Like the menu's sketchy.
Oh, it's sketchy, all right.
It's safe.
What's amazing
it's safe,
is
moms,
they went one time and they've been back 3, and I'm like, did you not learn the first time that this was not?
Right. And also, do you remember when you could eat fried foods without your system revolting?
Well, in all honesty, we used to eat at Jack Griffith's at lunch, because I didn't have any cash.
Yeah.
They would give you like 3 potato wedges for $1. Yeah. And they were fried potato wedges, and they were so good.
Well, don't you remember the corn dog?
And then the corn dog was too expensive for me. But then if you had like $1.50 or something like that, you could get fried gizzards.
That's disgusting.
No one knows what a gizzard is.
It's because it's not anything.
But they would fry it, and you're like, okay, you can chew on this for about a half hour. This is going to be great.
So gross. You ate those?
Oh, did I?
I kissed that mouth.
And then they would do they had kind of an off-brand homemade pizza pocket thing.
The best was the pizza pocket.
That was like $1 or something.
Yeah.
And you could put enough ranch dressing on that to get it down. It was pretty good.
You could choke a pizza pocket down.
None of that's why you called. But, so Yeah, so on the car, and it's not the only brand to have this. It's just I haven't had a car this new in forever, and so it has a little button you push on there, and it's almost like self-driving. It apparently knows the road. It's got an awareness. I don't know if it's maps or whatever, but it just knows.
It's kind of crazy.
And it will follow and do everything it's supposed to do and be this wonderful guide. And all you do is just literally rest your hand on the steering wheel, and it does everything else. And it keeps you in the lane, and it keeps you where you're going, and on and on. Yeah. And so you put that together with cruise control, and man, you got it.
And it'll toss, if a car in front of you on the highway slows
down.
brake.
Oh, it'll slow down dramatically. There's no slow to it.
Okay, you're on too fast.
Okay. There's a car 100 yards up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it does that. And then if you decide you're going to change lanes, to pass or do whatever you do, but you don't signal, you have to wrestle against the guide to get into the other lane because it's trying to keep you on track.
Yeah.
And I think about that with these laws, these universal laws, the commands of Jesus, which is, hey, this is like the command, this, and this, that it may go well for you.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
Yes.
That it may go well for you.
Yeah.
And
that's why it exists.
Yeah,
it's not to keep you down, man.
Well, there's nothing wrong with obedience. I mean, the truth is God is God. And I need him, and he's Lord and all that stuff, and I'm not. And so there is a thing about obeying for the sake of obeying. But on the other side of that, I think there's this thing from God's perspective of, hey, look, I designed this thing, and here are the things that will help you in living in this earth dome that I've created.
Yeah.
Do these things, and it will go well for you. Here are the life hacks. These are the universal truths.
Yeah.
Love, hope, forgiveness, service. All these things are the things that you do, and you will have a good life in this place that I designed.
And sometimes, if you're trying to walk in his way, he'll whisper, hey, if you buy Park Place and Boardwalk, it's right by Go, and people are going to land on that. You're going to make a lot of money in Monopoly.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's just a metaphor. But the point is,
the commands are
you get
far
these cheats.
from, as Jesus says, they're not heavy commands. The yoke is easy. The burden is light. The plan is that, hey, just do these things. It's going to go well for you. So they're not burdensome things, though they are challenging. And then you find out that in a lot of ways they are beyond me, that these things will make my life better, and yet I feel in some cases powerless to do them.
Yeah.
And in those moments, I can, even in that he's so gracious that I could go to him and say, I want to do this thing you've asked me to do. I just don't think I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
Would you help me?
I mean, you can even pray, I don't want to love this person.
I don't like this person.
I don't like this person.
And I think God would say, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, they're not living their best right now.
I understand. That's not who I made him to be. That's not who I made her to be.
That's right.
And, it is also the tale of forgiveness for us, that we forgive as we've been forgiven. It wasn't easy, I don't think, at some level for him to forgive me outside of the fact that he knows how he made me. When he sees me, I think he still sees me as the little boy he designed, that he has this great deal of affection and love for. So I think he always sees me as that kid, as that person, and that I think enables him, just like it enabled me to forgive this individual. It enables him to love me even when I act like a shit, the other times. Yeah. So it is interesting. And, the fact that he wants it to go well for us, he says, oh, I'll help you with that. Yeah. Yes, I did ask you to do that. Yes, I did command you to do that.
But you can ask for my help.
Yeah. I want you to pay that debt. I don't have enough money for that debt. Okay, well, then let me help you with that too. Yeah. And he gives us the money for the debt. And you're like, you're doing everything.
Yeah. So, to our Mystics listeners, ask him to help you love that person.
Yeah.
I have a particular politician that I don't want to pray for.
Right.
I don't want to love. I don't want to understand.
Yeah.
And I have to ask because God says to respect and to love that person.
As Paul says, that person is not the enemy.
Yeah,
he's a pawn. Right. He's being used in that. Is he making plenty of bad choices and all that stuff? Absolutely. But if you get hyper focused on a person, then you're going to run into a bad spot. Yeah,
you're just pushing against things. But ask for God's help to help you love that person. Ask for God's help before you. I have certain situations where I know a particular person or persons will be there. I went into one yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I did a prayer in the car.
Yeah,
God, Trevor's going to be there. No offense to the Trevors out there. That's just the name that I pick. And I have a hard time liking him.
Yeah.
Could you please help me to feel your love for him and to be kind? And then it's like you're giving yourself that moment before.
Yes.
And you're asking for God's help. When you go in, it's like getting dressed and getting ready for something. And it can really help.
Yeah, I do this, and like you do, I pray it out loud because it helps for whatever reason. I don't know why, and then I'm also very honest, just like you're saying. I had an appointment the other day, and I was like, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to this. Yeah. I don't like this person, or I don't, and I don't have anything to give this person.
Right.
Would you please fill me up with who you are? And would you use me to bless this person? And that ends up softening my heart. The moment I say, would you make me a blessing to this person?
Yeah.
Would you bless this person somehow, some way? Then my heart softens to them in the process. And that's a big deal.
And that reminds me of what Jesus says, which is so awesome. He says, above all else, guard your heart.
Yes.
And the way that we keep our heart soft is that we... every day, look interiorly and ask for God's help. Why is my heart hard toward this person?
Right.
Why is my heart hard toward this situation? Please help me. Soften my heart.
Absolutely.
And man, talk about a key to the universe.
It is.
Yeah.
Mystics, thank you for being a part of this conversation with us. We so love getting to do this with you.
And we actually love you guys. We find it
not
easy.
Not like that other twerp. And we also like really being able to be vulnerable and honest in front of you. And it means a great deal to us. And so anyway, hey, would you do us a favor now while you're thinking about it? Go to the Facebooks and type in the search button, Mixed Up Mystics and Hope for Humans, and follow us on those pages.
Yeah.
And then also send us your email address, and we will sign you up for the Dreamery e-newsletter, which is free and once a month, and no spam is involved.
There you go. I like all of the episodes that we get to do with Mystics, but I think this one is particularly helpful.
Yeah.
And don't send it to someone you're having trouble loving.
Well,
but
I was really struggling with loving you.
And so here's this. Why don't you listen to this and get your crap together?
Yeah,
No, but send this to somebody that you know is in a struggle. All of us struggle with this.
Right.
And it could really encourage them, and then get together and have coffee and talk about it.
Yeah. And then let us know how it goes. We love hearing from you guys. So.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, friends.
All right. See you next time.
Thanks, Mystics. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. And remember, continue this conversation with someone you know. This is Pioneer Dream.